Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, LoneStarMopars.com. We just took a look at these Astro 3/8 drive swivel sockets, metric 10 to 19, no skips, chromies, and I've got an update on them. Still haven't used them because that video is literally like 20 seconds ago. So we're gonna slide these off to the side, and this is sort of the follow-up. And again, if you didn't give your opinion on this, maybe this will help you make up your mind. But I do value your feedback, and this is what I want to know. In an instance like this, I was going to do a tool haul, and then I got to thinking, like, I don't know. I think it might benefit people more if these two items are standalone videos. That way, if you're very interested, you find it, you're way more likely to find it than if I just like plug it in some multi-item tool haul. That's why you see so many standalone videos, right? But in the event that you were looking for what we just covered, the 3/8 metrics, or this item that I'm not going to spoil just yet, you're able to find it by part number, by product name, whatever it might be, and it might help you out. Similarly, for those of you that are like, I have no interest in Astro, I don't need chrome swivels, I've got a ton of them, I don't need this either. It saves you time because you don't have to watch the videos. You're not like hanging on your seat's edge like, ooh, what's the next item? I didn't care for that, but something else might be good. You don't have to worry about it. So let me know your thoughts on that front. And as always, I do encourage you, if you have used this, if a coworker has them, whatever it might be, share your thoughts. The end goal is ultimately to help people. And I can help you by telling you that I use timestamps. And I also have this linked. I don't make jack off of linking it, but I will tell you that I am thrifty, and that could help you. This is basically a $94, $95 item. And we saved $23, $24, $25-ish, and we got them for $70. These came from Zorro. It is from Astro. The part number is going to be 78244. Not sure how many of you Astro aficionados would know that number off the top of your head, but that's what it is. This one's still in the plastic. What is it? It is an 11-piece half-inch drive. Now that right there tells you there's probably something going on, because if you see the numbers here and you're like 24, what? You don't see that often. That's true, but it comes at the expense of a couple other things that we will cover here shortly. So let's get going though. 11-piece half-inch drive, Nano Pinless. Now Nano, a lot of times when you say that, you're going to think of the tiny sockets, right? It's not really the case here. It's kind of more like a product line in general. They've got air impacts, they've got ratchets, all sorts of things, air, and of course, in the case of the Nano line, hand ratchets. They do some like 3/8 heads, quarter body, 3/8 head and a half-inch body type of thing. So sort of just scaled down, and I guess kind of like one of their upper echelons, if you will, if you want to think of it that way. But what we have here, they are pinless universal impact sockets. Now right here, I talked to you last time before we opened this box up. I said, what do you call them? What do you call these? Are they swivels? Are they flex? Are they universals? Are they wobblies? Are they danglers? Are they shin knockers? Whatever they are, I wanted to know. And same thing, my follow-up to that was, if you call the chromes, let's say you call these universals, do you come in and call these universals? Or in this case, they're calling them flex. Is this considered flex to you, or is it considered a swivel? Do you keep the same vernacular? Just interesting stuff there. Has no bearing on the product. That's just always kind of interesting to see. For example, let's say that where you're at, everything was introduced to you as a swivel, and that's what you've stuck with. And then you go visit a buddy, and he's up, I don't know, we'll say Nebraska, and they call them universals. And then you and your buddy in Nebraska go, and there's some guy in Canada, and you go to his shop and you hear some guy yelling, where's his wobblies? Just one of those things. So let me know what you call them, and if you vary between chrome and impact. I have seen some people do that, which is why I bring it up. Right here, pinless design. That's good. Allows a full 360 degrees of freedom for the universal head to angle and rotate. Another big selling point you should know by now. What am I a stickler for with impact sockets? I want them to be chrome moly, not chrome vanadium. Yes, I know, chrome moly, it'll wear, it'll mushroom, it'll expand, you're driving, it'll get loose, the socket, and it'll go, but they don't shatter. Okay, they can, but it's not going to be like you're using chrome vanadium, which is kind of prone to that. So right here, swivel hex design transfers impact forces more efficiently with greater durability. It would be nice if there was like a graphic or dyno sheet or something on that where you can kind of see it in action. Once more, let's just go to the back side to kind of do this. So this is, instead of a foam tray here, you're going to get an aluminum socket holder, and you're going to, of course, get the sockets. And now if we just zoom in, this is important. This might be a deal breaker for some of you. This might be a selling point for some of you. It's just going to split hairs, if you will. And, what I'm most excited about is I know that Astro uses blue for metric, and so it's going to be one of those like Ulsa type rails that's anodized aluminum. And if I'm going to get one of those, which I may not use, I would prefer it to be in blue. So right here though, 12, that's your starting point. Would a 10 come in handy? Yes. What would you do with a 10 on a 1/2-inch drive? You would probably use it to break fasteners off. And you think like, why would you ever do that? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. Not all of them are like bad or stupid. Sometimes it's just like something is seized and it's easier to just do that. You don't have to torch it. You don't have to drill something. You just break it. Maybe you've like got a junkyard part, you got a motor and you just need brackets and pulleys off of it. Hey, snap that head off, So there are selling points there, but it is what it is. You can easily get by. But if you're trying to get like a complete and comprehensive deal, maybe you'd want to start at 10. Realistically, I don't know that 13 wouldn't be the ideal starting point, but it is what it is. 12, 13, 14, so that's good. 13 and 14 I use a lot. 15, 16, 17, 18. So 16 and 18, which you often see neglected, which is not good for some stuff I do, especially the 18. They're present and accounted for, which is awesome. 17, again, high usage. 19 is there, so we've got the German efficiency of 13, 17, 19. You'll have to drop down to use the 10. And then right here, you don't have a 20, which again, it's probably a good thing, but some people, you just throw a skip in there. Even if it's some oddball, like 25, 30 seconds, they get salty. A lot of people don't even know the fractional sizes that existed, but there's some people that are like, where's the 25, 30 seconds? It's like, when did you last use a 25, 30 seconds? And their answer is usually never, but it's not there, and they're mad about it. So 20 is gone, and by that knowledge and information we just dropped, 21, 22, 24, what's missing? The GOAT, 23, Michael Jordan. Not accounted for. Why? Because it's not used often. So again, if it's a situation where, I don't know, maybe something that you use is constantly just eroded down, to where a 23 profile fits, or you've got something that crosses over weirdly, or you don't even know what size this crud is that you take apart, but the 23 fits, and you mash it on and spin it off, take that into account. But for the most part, really outside of like the 10 not being there, I'm kind of okay with what they've done here. So 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, that's kind of like your bread and butter, and then you kind of get into the larger sizes. I'm cool with it, and I think they did an okay job. Again, in a perfect world, you would have no skips so you can appease everyone. Although, I guess, the way the world works now, that would still upset people, because you'd have a guy saying 20, I have to put a 20 in my toolbox, that's ridiculous. Or if you're like, well, hey, just throw it away or give it away or something. And he's like, well, I still had to pay for it. Like I always say, you can't please everyone, and that's why it's nice to sell things individually. Not sure if Astro does that. I would assume, like through warranty type of things, you could procure just one, but in terms of like standalone sockets, like a Capri testing tool truck type of a deal, German tools, I don't know. I'm not sure that they actually do that. So let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes here, but I can't. There's more tape. So slice and dice. There's more tape. Dadgum. 3-sided. Good deal, in terms of packaging, because again, these are kind of heavy. Boom, here we go. So that is some laser etching. Now, well, I'm not a huge fan of laser etching. I am a fan of it being present when it's new. Not necessarily because I like it. Yes, it comes off. Yes, it'll wear on both places. I hope they stamped it. Stamping to me is king. But particularly, first impression with a new tool that you just brought in, laser etching is a bonus. That's kind of how I look at it. So, lifetime warranty, I do kind of think you have to fill stuff in with Astro, but, research that before you buy. I'm cool with this. Now, Why? What have I done here? Why is this my pick for half-inch drive? Well, here's the deal, okay? I am a stickler with half-inch drive, you know, not just at work, but like here at the house. And 3/8, I'll roll the dice with whatever. Quarter, you name it, I'll try it. Half-inch, I kind of take more seriously. You know, with what I'm running here, even the battery-powered stuff. I mean, heck, even a hex impact driver these days, you're getting good freaking bit of torque. But this is a situation where, for me personally, at work, I kind of know what's worked for me, and I kind of try to stick to that. I might kind of swap between brands depending on what's in sale or available. But here at the house, I'm kind of willing to explore and try different things. Now, with the half-inch drive SAE, you know, that's mainly what I do here at the house. I wanted to take that seriously. I take my safety seriously. I'm the only person that can do that for me. And it's a situation where we go right and we go proto. Why? I've got years and years of experience, and I just trust it. So, coming in to these, what's the catch? Well, if you recall, we stumbled into some absurdly good deals with Icon, okay? Particularly, like, I was at a point where I'd kind of acquired basically what I wanted to, and then boom, I'm getting these 25% off coupons. It's like, you can't really, kind of stupid to let that go to waste. I was like, what could I get that I don't have? You know, we could populate the cart out. Well, what would we do? And the answer was swivels. And of course, in the cart with Icon, I wanted to do 3/8. Why? That's kind of like the top load. That's what I'm going to use the most frequently. The follow-up to that would, of course, be half-inch drive. And we, lo and behold, we got a great deal again on some half-inch drive Icons. I never, ever intended to have Icon swivels. It was fantastic. The price points, I wish I could have like used them, but you know, it was a deal. I was getting these like 2 to 3 weeks. It's strange. I can't explain it. I don't get them anymore. Maybe that will refire. But ultimately, since that happened, it was a situation where I thought, you know, number one, I didn't get another 25 to like snag the Icons, and then as I've used them a little bit, I don't hate them, but they're not quite, you know, what I'm like accustomed to using at work, right, quality wise. Just to be expected. Not to say they're terrible, you know, I haven't had anything fail or anything, but I've also not had them very long. But the thing with me, and you should know this by now, is curiosity, okay? There's a lot of screwdrivers in the world, and by gosh, I want to try them all. And this was a situation when you consider, like, this is, you get in 21, 22, 24, that's, you know, some places that sets don't go, especially the 24. And to pick this up for 70 bucks, that's 11 sockets, $70. Do the math there, that's about 6 and change per socket, factor in the rail. Sometimes people pay, geez, 15, 18 for these with the pegs. That drops your sockets down, you know, from 70 to like 55, and then with 11 pieces, it's $5 a socket. I'll take a flyer. I want to know. I would much have rather preferred to have Icon in 3/8 SAE and Astro in 3/8 metric, right? But the way it lined up, we got Icon in 3/8 for both drives, and then boom, here these are for half-inch. I also still, I don't want to say what I was going to bring in to try for 3/8 stuff, because we might still do it even if it's quarter, which is kind of sad. But as best I know, I don't know that either of these have quarters. They could, don't hold me to it. But that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. Was just, I could have gone Icon and had everything matching. I don't really care about that. For me, it's like, well, how do these compare? And I want to know. And the best way for me to know is to come in and try it myself. And then I can vouch for it. I can say, like, you know what? These are fantastic. I love them. I don't see any issues. I'm going to bring them in at work. I can say, like, you know, these are pretty good, but, you know, I kind of like my protos better. I'm going to stick with that at work. Similarly, like, let's say that we wear out our half-inch Icons, you know, and they start to fail. Do we want to replace them with Astros in the SAE front? Or do we like, yeah, you know, the Icons disappointed me. These sucked too. Let's just invest in something good. So the plan all along for the half-inch swivels was, in fact, to do something, you know, like top tier that I'm familiar with. But it just deals, man. Deals and Curiosity. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. A lot of people don't ever go into like why they bought this. You know, like, oh, I wanted to try it. You know, it was there. It was a good price. Well, this is exactly why this is here, right? So now you know, and now the question becomes, what is going on with the sockets? Number one, I see one glaring thing for the fellow OCD crowd, and it's that the 15 is backwards. I noticed it when I unboxed it, but you'll note you've got these huge laser etchings, which, again, laser etching is great. I love seeing it on something new out of the box. It's not going to last, especially this, but it's huge. That's a win. You don't often see that. Also, it's on the body of the socket, which is great. What instantly puts me off is that this guy's backwards, and you're like, you can't hold that against him. It's a simple mistake. Totally agree. That's not what I'm upset about. What I'm upset about is that I see chrome moly and the part number here, and it's laser etched. And what does that tell me? Unless there's a very small or upright and vertical stamping, there is no stamping. That's going to be akin to what we saw with the chromes over there. And that's just flat out going to suck. So we're going to come in here. We took a look at the 19. We're going to grab the 19 here. This is a kind of top-down look for you. And let's rip this thing off. So 19 millimeter in hand. We'll probably put that as a timestamp. Timestamps, again, I actually use them. So what are some selling points? Well, again, the laser etching is nice. Nothing here. Nothing here. Laser etching. There's no stamping. Stamping is an added expense, and this is something that was shaved quite literally from this product, and that's unfortunate because this is going to go away. So this rail, when these are gone, it's going to be frustrating. Okay, unless you just know exactly what you use, you know, and you're never going to be put on a job that requires, say, an 18, unless you have like your 13, 17, 19, where you know like 13's left, 19's right, 17's in the middle. Good luck, you know, good luck picking out, you know, the 17 when you've got them strung out on the rail. What does that mean? That means you've got to buy a labeled rail. That means that you've got to paint marker these. That means that you've got to come in with a Dremel and do something. That means that you need to invest in like a bigger, you know, labeled rail, you know, like an MTS friction peg or one of their magnetics or something. And you need to factor that in. So yes, you do get the super nice blue anodized rail with the pegs, which, by the way, if you haven't seen my tool hack video, these things interchange all over the place. So Koken Style Villa, that's a new one. I haven't even made that video yet, but I got some stuff in last night and checked it out. Same peg. Now I didn't actually, to be fair, I haven't put it on the rail yet, but it's looking like the same peg, so I'm gonna assume it is until I test it, which could be dangerous. So they're really, especially on an impact, you need to have, of this size. If this is quarter drive, I'm like, you couldn't see it anyway. There's some real estate on these things. They're beefy. There's plenty of space. I love this. I'm fine with it, but please, by all means, etch that. Okay, I mean stamp it, stamp it. Right here, you've got the ring. So whether you drive a pin through, which as you can see you could do, whether you put a retaining ring, a little rubber piece, it's there. Whether you want to paint that and color code it, you know, if you have some system where you know that 19 is green, 17 is blue, and 13 is red, you can kind of fill in everything else. That's a route you can go, because let's face it, not many people are using pins and rings anymore, but every once in a while you find somebody kind of playing by the book. But right here, they did a super nice job, in my opinion, on the chamfer. It is ultra aggressive. Again, I love that. It's nice with chrome sockets, but with an impact, it's sometimes stubby and sometimes has crud all over it, or the anvil is worn differently. This is a game changer. Really nice. This is way stiffer than I thought it would be. Now again, that's going to change over time as we use this. You know, I had this camera like set up perfectly, and then I had to take some pictures, and I always forget to like play with it. My apologies on it, you know, fading in and out on you. I'll try to remember what in the world I had it set on that was doing so good for me, but you can kind of see the spring in there. Again, these are pinless. This is a very robust case. Not to say I don't think I can shatter one, because I believe I could, but I thought it would kind of be a little bit more articulated, you know, smoother operation. In terms of angle of incidence, that's about all she wrote. So it's not going to break the bank at all. But again, if you're using the 1/2-inch drive size, you probably got some real estate to work with. So there they are. What are we going to do now? I am going to go, unlike our 3/8 I'm gonna grab an impact. We'll go batteries, so I don't have to turn on the compressor. And I'm gonna grab a 1/2-inch icon. It'll be SAE. It'll be 3/4, and we're gonna kind of compare and contrast there. I'll also grab maybe a metric 3/8 icon, so we can kind of showcase those, and maybe a bonus item. So I don't think there's a ton of time on the card. I'm gonna shut this off, grab the stuff, be right back. We'll wrap this up. And we're back. So we're going to pan out, and we're going to go right to the biggest one, the 24mm. And it's got the exact same feel, sort of gritty. I guess it's just the spring, but again, I kind of expected something a little smoother. What do we have? We've got the Hercules, probably with a partially discharged battery. Try to line this thing up, which is again a benefit of the chamfer drive end. We're going to take this and we're going to lightly jog it. I want to get the 24 if we can right there. That's as good as we're going to go because we're running out of time. We are in reverse. Again, 5 amp hour battery. We are in mode 3. I'm just going to go light trigger, medium trigger, and then full trigger. Pay attention to the run out. Keep in mind, brand new, should be pretty stiff. So there we go. Over time, as you do that, these are going to get more and more wobbly to the point that they probably annoy you and you contemplate getting a new set. But ultimately, we will just have to use them over time. Now, what I want to do is go back to the 19, and I've got an Icon 3/4. Now, here's the deal. This is pinless. You can see a spring in there, but there's no pin, okay? So if you were to hold this up, it's almost like the ball end of a hex key, and again, over time, that's going to round, it's going to wear, it's going to feel a little bit better in hand, but again, the trade-off is if you kind of have it positioned on the fastener, it's going to flop all over the place, so be leery of that. Icon, side by side, almost the same overall length, right? Obviously, this stands out super good. Credit Astro there. Problem is, it's going to come off and there is 0 stamping. Now, I knock Icon because the lower tier Harbor Freight sockets have stamping and laser etching. Icon is the top tier, has no laser etching, which is kind of crazy. But to Icon's credit, even though it's upside down and weird, because you can't store sockets like this, you've got stamping, which is kind of nice when you actually see it in that orientation. And it's certainly a welcome addition as opposed to something like this from Astro, where again, super great right out of the box, but if you use your 19 a lot, give it 2-3 weeks, you're gonna have a it's gonna look like your kids like put shoe polish or glitter like in streaks, and you're never gonna know that said 19. So in terms of a comparison side to side, dadgum near identical. Again, 3/4 to 19, very, very, very close anyway. You can usually interchange them, but there's nothing discernibly different there. I would say the Astro has slightly taller of a down. I'm talking like 1/8 of an inch maybe. Nothing crazy to write home about. Sidewall, dang near. This one's been used just a little bit. You can barely even tell, but I mean, they're pretty dadgum close. Now, looking down the barrel here, again, way more aggressive chamfer on the Astro. That's cool to see. Kind of puts it in perspective. Looks like you've got more spring action with the Astro than the Icon. Here's the catch though. You see this little collar that's extra, and it's not like knurled for grip or anything. Why? Right there, if we had a light shining down, do you see that axle looking piece? You can call that a pin. It's going to go through both sides. It keeps sort of a ball in. Think of like your shoulder socket, right? That's kind of how this is set up. This one, again, it's like a ball end hex driver, quite literally. That's the difference. Which do you prefer? Which one's going to last longer? Which one lasts longer in this price tier of a brand is kind of the question. So if any of you, for whatever reason, maybe you had Astros, you wore them out. Of course, not many people are going to stock Astro locally in a brick and mortar store. Let's say that you had to go grab Swivels after work or before work the next day. You're running Harbor Freight. Splurged on the Icons versus the Pittsburgh, which you probably hadn't blown up like most people. Which set did you wind up liking better? Was it changing between initial and post impressions? Let me know your thoughts there. Real quick, because I think I got like a minute and something left. This is a 3/8 drive 19, so same 19mm end here, but just an Icon and 3/8 drive. Again, why these? Great deals. Why this? Wanted to branch out from the Icon, go pinless, see how they compare. And again, if they both suck, particularly in a half-inch drive, I kind of know where to go, and that's what we will do, which is what I intended all along. Now, with that said, LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all three at LoneStarMopars.com. If you jump your charger across the creek, ring the bell. YouTube just might notify you. We've got new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. Your thoughts and opinions, as always, appreciated. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Past that, I hope you have a fantastic week. Most importantly, I hope I catch you back here for more action from the shop. And as I frantically try to get this done, because I did promise you bonus, I've hinted at it. I do love the anodizing, fantastic color. I just can't. Ernst and MTS to me are better rails, particularly with something awkward and heavy like this. What's my solution? Boom! Half-inch drive, mechanics time savers, a mag rail, and it goes all the way to 25. Obviously, we'll adapt. You note it starts at 10 as well, so we'll do some adjusting. That was the bonus. That was surprise. I'll get those done. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next weekend. Bonus.